Hi everyone. The purpose of this video is to discuss the business analyst role at DeepThought. This is particularly a business analyst role for a project on performance review systems. One of the biggest problems in the 21st century is employee productivity, right? So Gallup had done this research study and they called this the 7.8 trillion workplace problem. 7.8 trillion workplace problem. That is $7.8 trillion are lost every year by the world due to employee productivity. The various reasons why this productivity is lost out, and I mean culture, L&D, the various reasons due to which this is lost out. But overall, Gallup's estimation is about $7.8 trillion of the world's wealth is lost every year due to lack of employee productivity. Now, DeepThought acts as a HR business partner for a few organizations, which means that the shortcoming of having a good HR, right? So when you do not have a proper HR department in your company, the culture of the company goes for a toss. So Deep Thought goes in and we bring in technological interventions. We bring in technological interventions to do proper performance reviews and bring in a healthy culture, to bring in a healthy culture within the organization. Now, what happens when you do not do proper performance reviews? People have enough time to engage in gossip. People don't do their work properly, and the ones who there'll be individuals who showcase that they've done work although they would not have done work. The talkers get more importance than the doers, and then the doers leave the company and the company is only left with bad people who may not get jobs anywhere. People get hikes as they continue in the organization for a long time, but there's no scientific mechanism to understand who's contributing, who's not contributing. Overall, the company gets into a horrible vicious cycle if they're not able to do these performance reviews properly. So as a result, uh, doing scientific interviews and scientific performance reviews is very critical to the growth of any organization. So we have picked up a few clients who are interested in having a scientific performance review system, so as to have a very healthy culture for all the employees within their organization. So we'll be hiring a business analyst and a data scientist for this particular role. A business analyst and a data scientist for this particular role. So the business analyst's goal is to understand the problem, to understand the larger business context of this problem. And the role of the data scientist also is to understand the business context, while the business analyst focuses more on defining the problem, doing the research, and figuring out how the system is supposed to be. The data scientist would be more, focused on, the technological implementation, while of course, both of them would spend about 80% of the time doing the research to understand what the problem is. The remaining 20% probably the data scientist goes into collection of the data, writing some, automations so that because the idea is to have a three-member team which will do this performance review for about 100 employees. So that's a lot of data to deal with, and manually it may be a little difficult to execute it. So there'll be some simple Python-based automations we may have to do to execute it. So the data scientist may be more focused on automation of the data to come up with good visualization reports and put it up for the senior management to recognize the employees who are doing well and maybe take some action on employees who are not doing well. And if there are employees with gaps, maybe develop some L&D, right? Learning and development programs for the employees who need improvement. So the business analyst and the data scientist will be working on it. So take up this opportunity if you think working with people excites you, working on real world problems, business problems excites you. That's when this opportunity would actually be very, relevant to you. So there's this selection process where we've given you three different tasks to do. Initially, we've asked you five reflection questions where you analyze your own personality and see, if this is something that excites you. Then we've given you a book reading task where you're supposed to read a particular book, about 25 pages of this book. The archive link, right? Cornell University has this thing called archive where some books are uploaded for free reading online. So that archive link is given to you. You can go through that link and get a sense of what is performance review by reading the book. And we want you to come up with a write-up describing what you understood from it. And in the last section, we've asked you three questions to understand what your thought process is. So there again, we understand you're a fresher and you may not have that thought process or complete thought process already. We understand you learn on the job, but we'd like to see what is the basic thought process that you're already bringing in, right? What is the quality of education you have? What is the exposure that you have? That's what we'll understand through those questions. So these are three tasks given to you. Please do not use ChatGPT for this task. Do not use ChatGPT for this task. We expect original answers. We do not, if at all we feel that your answers are plagiarized, you may be permanently blacklisted from the DeepThought ecosystem. So please do not use ChatGPT or any IA applications. You can definitely use them for your personal research, but do not copy paste any answers from ChatGPT into this form. Please do not copy paste any answers from ChatGPT into this form. You can definitely use the AI tools for your research to accelerate whatever thinking process you're engaging in. You can get some recommendations from ChatGPT, but we do not expect copy pasted answers there. We expect original answers. If at all we see that the sentence structure and the way of writing is very different from an average fresher's writing, that would definitely raise a lot of suspicion that the answer is plagiarized. So the purpose of this questions is to see your thought process, to see if you're passionate about this, because we believe that you should take up this job only if you're passionate about it. It's okay if your skill levels are a little low, you can definitely catch up with time, but we want to identify those individuals with a very strong and clear why. Right? Why do you want to take this up? I think that why is a very important thing in the interview process. So go ahead, complete this assignment, and I will see you in the interview process very soon and hope you enjoy this problem solving process. Thank you.